Well, we've got a game. A game is on the way. It will be Krank from Wollongong playing Fishwick United. And Krank, who lost that first game. They got off to... And unsure as to how Fishwick went. The website at the moment not loading. So we'll find out more about that as this game unfolds. Lavis with the disc for Krank. Krank, who are missing so many names. Most of the O-line handlers have disappeared. Lavis will pull. As Andrew Jackson for Fishwick will pill it up. And Sadiq, and pressure early out in front of Blacklock. Jackson back to the huge horse. Jackson, now Sadiq. And there's the throw out in space. Fishwick started. Looked like Fraser Wigney. High-powered offense for this Fishwick team. So the games, they're going to come back-to-back tonight. There's a 5-game day. This game at 10:30, and the next one will be coming pretty much straight after. So here we go. That pull not very good. So Hayden Irish is going to have to take over the reins for this Krank team with the missing John O'Keys. That's a Sharma. Here's Irish. Downfield, Fishwick doing a pretty good job. Oh, and that's a wayward one. Cal Faulkner. The turnover's there. And here's Cal Sandbridge. Sandbridge. Oh, goes the scuba. That's a bit disgusting. Spikes the hat. Potentially in disgust at himself. And that's a start of the game as Fishwick hold their 0 point easily and then turn around and come back the other way. And while he just finishes off his nani, I'm going to welcome John Greenfield to the booth. Hello, John.
How you going, Dan?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for coming over and sharing the microphone with me.
Yeah, well, this is a game we want to watch. Actually, I'm playing with Newcastle IB. We just played against Wollongong. We beat them 12-7, but we are yet to face Fishwick, so we're going to get a little bit of inside knowledge here as I'm commentating with you.
As per usual, you're here playing the long game, the strategy to get an early look at your opponent, Fishwick United. Well, they look good early, 2 points. They held their 0 point and then they broke and got the turn. So we'll see how this plays out.
That's deep. Good pull, Dan.
Really, really deep pull there. Krank from the middle of the field. Out of a horizontal, they're fairly static down the field, looking for something generated from the handlers. He's Irish. Fakes the big backhand. Faulkner. Oh, and a loud block that's caught. And Fishwick are up and about at the moment. A reset. Faulkner getting after it. Fiery game to begin. You'll love to see it. High stall situation. The reset is off the front of the stack. And now driving it back in the middle. Bad idea.
Well done, Sam Amos. Came across there, read it, and those big rangy arms coming out for the block. Callum Faulkner, who's leading this team, is up and about. He's trying to do everything for his team here.
Well, it is going to require some of these newer players to lift for Krank. They're missing a bit of experience this weekend. And there it is. The throw by Sam Shellard into the corner. Fishwick 3-0. Hot.
Now, I'm hoping here that Yuki, their coach, or Callum himself calls a timeout here. That's 3 on the trot. I'd like to see him just take a chill pill, work out what they want to do. They're a little bit too frantic and a little bit too easy to the disc. They need to close off those receivers, the defenders from behind. But I was lucky, Dan. Found myself in Canberra last week, and very lucky that Fishwick allowed me to train with them. So I've already got a little bit of
So you were scouting them last week as well?
Yes.
John.
Yes, indeed.
Have you no shame?
Lovely bunch of lads. And
we've been, the Ultimate community is a warm and welcoming community. I think that, we've been playing against, for each other, for years at this stage. And, for a lot of these players, we're very familiar with each other. So I'm not surprised that they let you in.
Yeah, and they have, they've got their own Callum leading them this year, which is great. Another newcomer. You've got AJ in the wings. He still provides a lot of that experienced leadership, but he's sort of passing the baton on. So it'll be really interesting to see how he goes. They've got some great up-and-coming players as well.
Well, that is one of the tougher parts of all sports, I think, is how do you pass the baton. Here's Faulkner.
If you find out, please let I-Beam know.
Well, I-Beam isn't the only team that struggled. There's many teams in sports that have struggled with that generational change. Irish, wearing some contact there. No foul, so playing on. Jackson trots to the disc.
Geez, Fishwick are absolutely locked in here. They are looking super fresh, super sharp.
Well, I've got a tongue-in-cheek comment. Maybe it's because they didn't have an opportunity to do their usual 56-minute warm-up before the match. Like, they just had to roll straight into this one.
Yeah, I think this has actually helped them out. You know, sometimes a little bit of spontaneity for players from Canberra can really help.
Well known for their offensive and defensive sets, their structure, their inventiveness. Faulkner.
Ooh.
It's just high stall situation at the moment. This Krank offense struggling really to create much motion down the field. Oh, that throw is lay. There's a huge layout bid.
It looked from here that Tom had that, and then the defender grabbed a piece of it. Fraser's accepting that.
Yeah, Fraser Wigney just getting huge.
Nice move from Sam Amos. Inside. Oh, wow.
Lavis going with a blading forehand. Moving away all the time.
And that young receiver, I don't know his name, but he was very good against us as well. Caught a few goals.
All right, he's on the far side. Fishwick locked in on the reset of Jackson. And Jackson thinks about it for a moment. Sadiq. Blacklock. Sadiq again, driving the offense. He's going to create a huck. He's looking for Jackson, who's got good position here. Jackson's underdone it. And the backup comes rolling through to save the blushes of the veteran.
I must say, that is a great sign for any team when the main receiver doesn't get it, but you've got the backup of the youngster coming through. And he was a handful at training on Monday, I can tell you that. I did match up against him at one point and promptly got off him.
Decided that wasn't for you.
I was actually surprised. AJ had really good position. He just didn't read that. The wind, by the way, it's not. There's not much of it, but it is coming towards the commentary booth here, so towards the camera as you look at it there.
4-0. Fishwick dialed in at the moment.
It's great to see again. Yeah, I really do hope that our youngsters on I-Beam can also light the torch. We do have a few, but it just feels like Fishwick, as we look at their unit team, so the next generation sitting down watching their Div 1 compatriots, and you're just thinking, wow, they're all lining up ready to go.
And I think that's probably a nice segue into how this tournament's set up, because it is a little bit of a split tournament for the Open Division. So you've got Pool A, which is made up of the 5 Division 1 teams that are wanting to go to Div 1 and are keen on that target. But then there's another 3 pools of 3. So another 9 teams who are all Div 2 teams, and I do the air quotes around that because out of those pools, the top team is actually going to have a crack at a Div 1 team. So at some point, the Div 1 teams are going to have to prove it, and the Div 2 teams are going to get to have that opportunity and have a crack at these teams that are going to go and represent at the Australian Ultimate Championships potentially in April.
And I'm going to make a prediction that's either going to be Fishwick unit or Duff Stout.
Faulkner gets him going, and now Krank. This is better. Oh, just wheel it in. That's tons better by Krank. 4-1. They needed that one, and it's a shot in the arm.
What a way to get your first point. Lovely flow down the field, using your big guy, led into the end zone. They've got to be happy with that. I really hope this is the start of a little run for these guys. Put some pressure onto the Fyshwick offense. Here we go. I'll get a look at this. Not much to this offense. It's a nice undercut, beautifully put out into the back of the end zone. Tom Rowe just easy into his arms.
And arguably the hardest cut in Ultimate to cover that one. The one that starts from behind the disc and then goes past. Defense has got to run a long way on that one. And
Fishwick at training last week were practicing a lot of under defense, so that probably wasn't going to help them there either, if that's what they called.
Well, they got a lot of tall, does Krank. A lot of rangy specimens.
I really like, so we've got Matt Lavis here with the pull. He was pulling so well in our game. Let's see how he goes here.
Jackson. Back into Blacklock. Blacklock just getting involved underneath. Jackson decides not to. Sees nothing but mess. Tries to split it and break it open with a hammer.
And we just saw a little glimpse there of Jacob Blacklock. He is on fire for these guys. Really important piece of their offense. But AJ as well, finishing that off. He has decided, like all good receivers, Dan, he's sort of decided, you know what, I'd rather throw. And so he's doing all of the creative throws for them. And he has the license to just do anything that comes into his head.
Well, I want to walk me through his decision-making here.
Yeah, well, he looked off. There was an early look, but the cut was too early. So I think he was really good to look off that first cut. Then he saw an open player and put the hammer in. I mean, this is all good stuff. The danger is that's all right when it's open, but if AJ's still there on 5, right on the sideline, that's where the hard work begins to get it off the sideline on a reset. But he backs himself and the team backs him to do those creative throws and to get out of any kind of trouble you might be in on a sideline. And just a little shout out, Tim Hayes, tournament director. Done a fantastic job, as usual, to get this going. We had a bit of trouble securing fields, and he found these wonderful fields out at Tanilba Bay, which is sort of up Lemon Tree Passageway, and I must say they are in great condition.
Yeah, they're very nice. I was out there just having a bit of a walk around, and quite spongy, quite short as well, which also helps with pace across the ground. So Irish.
Oh. Yes, should have looked to Irish straight away there. Just a little bit hard, and poor old Goose there couldn't get the soft hands to close around that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. Then.
Tell me you're confident without telling me that you're feeling confident today. Pick up the disc and throw a hammer on Stall Nort.
Wow. Okay. AJ's not the only one with license on Fishwick.
A Krank playing on the open side gets punished. It's kaboom. Straight over the top.
I mean, that's punishing a poach. But boy, it's gutsy work. I wonder if we would have seen that had it been 10-all.
Well, I'd ask you about that, and knowing that Fishwick out 6-1 in front in this one, do you free the arms up a little bit when the score gets...
Oh, no doubt, especially the defense, because they're so used to not having much disc and having to be very conservative with it. But when you're on this run and they're watching AJ just bombing hammers into the end zone, it starts to become infectious. So
there it
Gold
is.
Cup.
The Gold Cup.
Oh, yes. You must have a trophy you can drink out of. And it's real gold. No, it's not.
I was trying to come up with something witty, and I drew a blank. I had nothing, and the brain stopped working. So, Fishwick 6-1, and Krank uninterested in calling a timeout. Oh, that's a stonking pull.
But as, goes out, so the youngster there, he certainly has the distance. He's just got to learn to keep those in. And I must say, Dan, I did the brick marks on this field. And
they look glorious.
And I made sure that they are full, even though this field's a little bit shorter, they are full-length bricks. So you get a lot of punishment for landing these out.
So instead of 24, they're about 26 minutes, are they? Just bring the end zone a little bit closer on those bricks.
That's what happens when you get offensive handlers doing the brick marks.
There's got to be some perks to the position. Krank on offense. Oh, another turnover. Shellard will pick it up. Oh, and a gift. Back the other way.
Bit of dropsies. I'm coaching Newcastle Uni this year, and one of the things we're going to be really focusing on with, the new discs is catching. So I'm hoping a bit of I think it's something that's overlooked in a lot of coaching, Dan.
Well, we'll come back to that because I had my own kind of ideas about catching. Oh, Faulkner's gone. I'd love to see him fly here. Get after it, son. Attaboy. Well and truly out the back.
Such a good athlete. Just give him a chance. He will get it. You give him a sniff, he will get it. He's a wonderful athlete, but that was just too much to do there.
Early season, though. Love to see these athletic receivers, these athletic players getting after it a little bit. Get your range in early. Get a sense for, can I get there? Because half the time with layouts, you talk yourself out of it. Just commit. Go for it.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. All right. Can Krank dig in here and get this back? Well,
lots of poachers off the back by Krank, just trying to stop that flow down the field, really respecting that deep pass. The breaking pass not there. So instead they just get some flow. Young. Looking, he gets the breakaway. Fishwick kind of stopped a little bit, but they inch closer now. And on the end zone line, there's the pass through the middle for 7-1.
You know, I don't know if it was confidence, but they just threw that disc out there to the break side and trusted that someone in black was going to reach over and grab that. Surely we're going to see a timeout here. Well, that is actually half time, Dan, because it's these are shortened games and half is at 7. So they'll get an enforced timeout. Now, watch this. So this next pass here. So it's still, no, there it is. Just threw out onto the break side.
Krank have been playing strongly.
That is my phone, Dan. I'm just going to get off the cans for a sec.
We'll see you in a minute after you take that important phone call. And that will be halftime. The teams come to the sideline. Fishwick well and truly rolling. In control of this one. And I think John Greenfield, his scouting trip has yielded some worrying information for the Newcastle I-Beam. They're going to have to do well to beat this Fishwick team. But we'll keep you posted on that. So we'll go to a break as well, and we'll be back very soon with the second half of this game.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Yeah, we're trying to. We're going to win. No, don't try. Do it. We will. Thank you. Yeah, I was ready. Otherwise, I wouldn't have.
So the teams return to the field, ready for this second half. The unit boys on the sideline. Realising they're on camera. So there's Paul better. More to the right. Sharma. Irish. Good move by him. And now looking for the end zone. Oh, had position, could have let it go. Shellard there. And potentially the pressure of his presence. Sandbridge coming up. Oh, that is a huck that is going to fall only due to a fairly substantial size mismatch. That disc underthrown didn't look good. Fyshwick make it work. 8-1. So it just lost oomph. Tough day at the moment. Tough game at the office for Krank. You can tell that their offense is under pressure, and because of that, their defense is buckling. Jacob Blacklock is hustling at the moment. He's on the mark. No passes allowed.
On your toes! On your toes!
Breaking pass to Lavis. Gets some sort of structure going for Krank. Lavis for space across the field. Krank offensively looking better now.
YC! Looking Elijah!
Now they'll cut up the line. Oh, it's blocked. And gestures, I got it. Put me down for a stat, coach. So Fishwick. See that for a moment there, Craig had all the momentum, and then Fishwick were able to slow it and then stop them. Sharing. Shellard out in front. Looked like it was macked on the way in. Shellard knowing it. So it seems like we're going to have a timeout. Krank calling one here. We'll go to an ad break as well. And we'll be back with some more of this game. Fyshwick well and truly in control at the moment.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV, we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
Largest 9. 28. They didn't ask. Go Fish! Come on, Fish!
Not sure what you talk about in a timeout such as that. Because at the moment, Krank well and truly swimming in deep water. Siddiqui with the disc. So he's ready to pull. Irish. And out of the horizontal. Faulkner goes. Sharma in a lot of space. Oh, and that is humongous there. Blacklock bidding at head height. Well, for a normal human, chest height for him.
Jack is out, Jack! Right now!
Krank, again, their offense looking okay.
Jack, watch your inside. Jack, watch your inside.
The dominator, power position. Oh, and the throw, the crossfield throw that Faulkner had his hands on. Spins out of his hands. Young is going to just jack it to Siddiqui, who goes over the top of Fletcher. Fletcher looks around, bereft. And Abdul Kavi Siddiqui, well acquainted to roofing people. James Fletcher, just the latest to join the very, very long list of people that man has put on a poster. And Young knew it. Knew the throw didn't need to be particularly special. Saw it was Siddiqui and tough game continues. Really lovely conditions actually here this weekend. And tournament director Tim Hayes has perfectly timed the weather. Yesterday, 43 degrees, not half an hour from here. Today, a cool 24 in comparison anyway. Wong. Lavis. And Tipman, who is more than happy to play that short range game. YC Sai will walk away from that. And Sandbridge, the one to pick it up. Just out into space. Phillips. Now Sai. Oh, and then the bidding defense. .43 minutes in the game. Fishwick. Letting the replays just run there. Timeout call. I think we'll take a quick ad break. So that was just some good looking ultimate there.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
So with this performance here, I think Fishwick looking to stake their claim on the Gold Cup for 2024. Fishwick, of course, have never won the trophy. Notable omission on the past winners. Fishwick. All ones at the moment. 11-1. Justin Byron. This one was going out but gets played as in. Krank struggling again. Just not much happening down the field at the moment. And Justin Byron gets himself a loud block. Sai picks it up, throws it and walks away. Elijah Yo. Justin Byron, I think closer to that one than he originally realised. So that foot on the ground when he hit the disc. So I was saying earlier though, for these athletic players, it's great to see them get a couple of bids in, get off their feet, get after it a little bit, get their eyes in. Because now's the perfect time to begin practicing that kind of play. Wigney goes the blading backhand pull. And Wong picks it up. Oh, Wong. That's a falcon. Just going through the hands. Jackson walks to it. And for Fyshwick, and their 13th score. Young. Looks for the dominator movement. Great switch there by the Krank defense. Siddiqui. Jackson. Jackson goes the push pass and it gets punished. Siddiqui just jumps in front. The foul, waves it off. Ooh, violation gets called. Wong can't get it. And Krank adrift. just gets saved on that pick call. So it will come back. So discussion still as to who's going where, doing what, at what count. Siddiqui happy to get the game on. And then more contact on the mark. Let Krank get it out of that corner. So they have another chance. Wong waited, it's a long time. And then it gets macked. Never quite there. Young out into space. And then Wigney, just for a moment, thought about it. Young, Jackson. And then Wigney, his backhand is going to float, but Siddiqui does what he does. And that's 13-1. Being a shortened game, it looks like that's going to be it here. Cal Faulkner, certainly 13-1 on the scoreboard. Asking Fishwick if they're scared and they want to tap out. But it looks like while Faulkner's keeping up the banter, Siddiqui, whether he was in or out, looks like he got signals as in straight away by Krank. Certainly, Cal Faulkner, his heckling game on point. Even if his ultimate Frisbee team might have not been so on point today. But Fishwick, they win this one, 13-1. We'll be back with the next game very soon. It'll be a little bit of a break. But we'll be back with some more ultimate very, very soon.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
ULTI.TV